Hello. I'm going to do like a new release video today. Nobody really watches these, but I know there are a couple people who subscribe to me that like these, and so this is going to be for you. All three of you that enjoy these types of videos. I'm going to do a new release video. There aren't a lot either. I'm going to talk about a few movies too. I'm going to start incorporating that into my ramblings. And that's all there is to it, so deal with it. And I hope you guys are dealing with heat dome 2024 heat dome. I shouldn't joke about that because I think pretty much everywhere in the United States, with the exception of the Pacific Northwest where I am, is hot as shit right now. It is like 90 degrees here, which is pretty hot for here, but I hope you guys are surviving. And by the way, global warming doesn't exist. That's a total myth. And you would be a fool and a scumbag to mention otherwise. Yeah. It's just a random happenstance. It's God. It's God. He has a plan. Yeah. He's got a big plan for all of us. Yeah. Global warming doesn't exist. God, though, he exists. I welcome tidal waves. I welcome sun-bleached days. I welcome tornadoes and hurricanes. Humanity as an experiment has failed, and it's time to move on. This is the kind of reality we live in. People don't believe in global warming, but they do believe in God. They're sure God exists, even though they've never been able to see or touch or feel or have any experience other than some stupid book that was written thousands of years ago. They know God exists. But global warming, that doesn't exist. Even though you can poke your head outside and notice the sun rays bleaching out the irises of your eyeballs. Even though the sun is so intense it will hit your skin and burst into flames on impact. But that doesn't exist. No. Why believe in the things that are empirical? Why believe in the things that you can actually reach out and touch and feel and see? No, we don't believe in those things. We believe in God. It's time to start over, folks. And yeah, I'm ranting in this video. It's going to be one of those. Okay? Deal with it. Believing in God. It's 2024, and get your mind wrapped around this, people. People still believe that there is an entity in the sky judging all of our deeds. This is the world we still live in. The Salem witch trials were going on, what was that, 300-400 years ago? I don't see much of a difference. Humans haven't evolved at all since then. We still have our own versions of the witch trials. They may not be as extreme as that, but we still have our own extremities here when it comes to our stupid fucking beliefs and superstitions and cultish behavior. Which, by the way, I hasten to remind all of you, that's all religion is. It is a cult. Be as uncomfortable with that fact as you want to be. I don't care how uncomfortable you are with facts. That is a fact. All religion is a cult. So bring on the tidal waves. Bring on the heat strokes. Bring on the earthquakes. Bring on the tornadoes. It is time to start over. Just like our brethren in the dinosaur family. They started over. A giant meteor just plowed right into Earth and we started over. Yeah, maybe it's time to do that with humanity. Wait, I was just kidding. I believe in God. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Global warming? What are you talking about, you fucking goddamn communist? Global warming? How dare you? Don't ever, ever fuck with God's plan, okay? Deal with it. I'm tired. Sometimes I just get tired of having to accept super deep religious people. It's obnoxious. Like most days we're all like, well, whatever will be, will be. Whatever makes you happy. But you do have to get to a point where you're like, well, what is the What are some of the belief systems that have caused the most carnage and violence across our earth since the beginning of time? Oh, religion. Yeah, it's religion. It's nothing else. So stop your internal dialogue and your rationalizations. That's what religion brings to our planet. It brings global warming. It brings mass death and misunderstandings and intolerance. Jesus, man. I mean, I can't believe how fucking thick people are. It's 2024, y'all. You want to start evolving now? Don't you think it would be better to do that now? I mean, what better time than when you're alive? But no, people would rather stick their heads up their asses and believe in some fucking ghost in the sky. Trust me, when you're dead, well, whatever. I know I'm ranting. I don't really give a shit. You guys can deal with it. I just get sick of it. Like sometimes you just have to, mark it. You have to put your stake in the ground and take a stand. Being agnostic about things is kind of cowardly too. Well, I don't know. I don't know what's out there. Yeah, you do. There's plenty of evidence of what's out there. Agnostic? I think agnostics are kind of cowards. Sorry, I do. And I probably have a lot of agnostics in my audience. And, it is what it is. Take a stand, man. We don't have enough of that these days. I mean, everyone's afraid to take a fucking stand. I don't know what's out there. Really? You don't? I understand, like, you believe in things in the universe. Like, I believe there could be different life out there in the universe somewhere. I think it's very self-centered of us to think that we might be the only living beings in the universe. There's got to be something else out there. But I'm not talking about God. I'm not talking about some entity who's judging our every moves. Life is chaos, and then you die. Sometimes it can be that simple. Humans are gifted with these very complicated, intricate brains where we have the power to kind of think up any possible scenario. But the reality is, and the provable facts are, is that humans are not important. We are born and then we live our lives and then we die. And that's it. There's no afterlife. There's no energy being passed on. Look at the facts. I can't stand it when agnostics are like, I don't know what's out there, so you never know. Yeah, you do. The facts are out there. What do you mean you don't know what's out there? In terms of our world, our Earth, planet Earth, we fucking well do know. There's no mystery here. We know exactly what happens. People drive me nuts. Can you tell I'm in a mood today? Let me take my vitamin here. I take my multivitamins every day because I'm a good boy. I'm actually in a good mood. There's just sometimes where I see these heat waves and then I see some commentary on it and people are, I know I've been going for 8 minutes, but this is going to be one of my old school videos. I'm going to be ranting. I see this commentary in the news where people don't have a clue, like, oh, we're having these heat waves. There's a heat dome. Gee, whatever could be causing it. Really? What could be causing a heat wave? Have you not been paying attention for the last 40 fucking years? This is why I think humanity should just start over. I mean, there's just this huge population that just want to ignore the truth, and it's comfort. People would rather believe in something in the sky judging them. I mean, that's why the Bible was written in the first place. It was written to control people. People are fucking animals. And back when the Bible was written, people were raping and pillaging and looting. It was a lawless, scary fucking scenario, kind of like it is now, just in a different way. That's the only reason the Bible was written by a bunch of random yahoos. It was to control people. People are fucking animals. They still are. It's not that hard to be a good person and go out and think of other people and have some conscientiousness to your being. And maybe this has to do with me. I just got on Instagram and I So I check my Instagram account. I mean, every couple of months I'll check it. And I noticed that some people had started following me, and you're all subscribers, or you watch my channel, and that's cool. And thank you. I appreciate you thinking of me when you're on Instagram. But I fucking hate Instagram, man. I hate it. Every time I get on there, it's like, well, this is the same shit I see on Twitter. Like, people are posting themselves naked and posting people getting hurt and posting themselves doing things. And it's like people posting themselves eating food, and but mostly it's just like memes and shit. Again, like people videoing themselves running around naked or in their underpants. Or what is the difference between Instagram and Twitter? I don't see it. I really think that social media is negatively affecting the psychology of human beings. It really is. You can, and it bleeds over into everything else. You go to the grocery store and people are on their phones. They're completely self-centered. They'll bump right into you because they're on their phones. They won't even know you're there. You're on the street and you're driving and someone pulls right in front. They look right at you and they pull out right in front of you, almost plow into you. Or people don't use their fucking turn signals. They stop in the middle of the street and they just sit there. And there's a line of cars behind them. They don't have a fucking clue what's going on around them. Nothing. And why is that? Because they're on their phone. It's crazy. And young people get a bad rap for this. People think it's just younger people doing this. No, it's not. It's all ages. People do this from age 10 all the way up through age 100. Everyone's on their goddamn phones filming themselves. They think they're fucking important. You're not important. None of us are. We are all expendable as human beings. We are spectators. That is the most we will ever be. And we will live our lives and then we will die. And that will be the end of it. You're not going anywhere special when you die. You're not special. I'm not special. You're not special. None of us are special. There's 8 or 9 billion of us on this planet. You think you're fucking special? Think about it. People love that argument. What are the odds that I would be born? Actually, the odds are pretty goddamn strong. There are plenty of people fucking. Maybe it would behoove you and the entire planet to put your dick and your pussies back in your pants and stop rutting for just 2 seconds. The earth would balance itself. You're not special because you can take your tiny thumb dick and jam it into some woman's vagina. You thrust 2 times and you have 4 seconds of pleasure and you roll off your woman and you fall asleep. Sorry, honey. That doesn't make it a miracle. It just makes you a big fat hairy slob with a tiny micro penis. That's what it makes you. So be better, put your dumb dick back in your trousers, and stop fucking. You're not important. Hi, welcome to my channel. And fuck off if you don't like it. Jesus Christ, I'm so sick of people sticking their heads up their asses and pretending that life isn't going by in front of them. There's so many excuses for people to get lost and blind themselves from the truth. There's Instagram. I'm going to go kill the pain. I'm going to get on Instagram and post myself doing shit. Oh, there's Twitter. I'm going to post a meme of someone getting beamed in the head with a baseball and then getting knocked out, and because that's funny and interesting. I'm going to do some more memes showing people getting hurt and killed in car accidents. What the fuck's going on? Really? You wonder why I hate this shit? I hate social media? Are you fucking serious? Can you tell I was on social media this morning? As you can see, I'm a Mariners fan. I love baseball. Who the hell doesn't love baseball? And I was looking up some baseball news, and it was just like all these memes of like people getting hurt, and I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it. It's and it doesn't make me out of touch to hate this shit. I proudly do not participate, or very, very, very minimal participation in social media. In fact, I constantly think about just taking it off. But you guys on Instagram, I appreciate you guys following me. I just follow the handful of you guys. I don't know. I think I follow 9 or 10 of you. You guys all seem like very nice, beautiful people. This isn't aimed toward you. It's aimed toward Instagram. You know, I just I don't like it. I don't like social media. I don't like religion. I don't like people. Humans really fucking irritate me, man. And they have never irritated me more than these times that we're in. It just drives me nuts. I just have very little patience for people who can't have some general awareness of themselves and their surroundings and the people that surround them. I don't get it. And I think social media is the catalyst for that kind of behavior. I really do. And that's the other thing on social media too. I got on there and I saw all this shit, and people are wearing crosses around their necks, and it's always with the religion. It's enough already. What, you got to be so preoccupied by some superstition, cultish behavior that you got to blast it all over social media and your photos and remind everyone that you've got this silly belief system? Just shut the fuck up and live your life. How about you be present? How about you try to live in the moment? How about you just accept everything that's around you and appreciate that? You're going to make everyone else's life a living hell because you decided to take some bizarre cultish choice in your life? I'm going to go believe in this and fuck you if you don't agree with me. That's why I get pissed with people on my channel who, if I have an opinion, they get pissy if it doesn't align with theirs. Well, that's called having an opinion. That's what my channel is. I'm not here to reflect your own values back at you. Go watch any other YouTube channel if you want that shit. You're never going to get it from me. Ever. Unless I get Alzheimer's. I start turning on the camera and I'm just drooling on myself. Maybe that's a possibility. But until that happens, until I get Alzheimer's, people, this is going to be the way it is. This is my belief system, and welcome to it. Fuck your religion, and fuck your dumb, dopey beliefs. God almighty. This is where we've come, people. This is our grand evolution. I believe in God. I believe there's someone in the sky who watches my every move, that he's going to judge me when I die. Depending on how I act, I'm going to go to heaven or hell. That's the belief system that works for me. Devo had it right. De-evolution. We're going in the wrong direction. You would think by now that we would have ditched, like you look at people's past belief systems, like we laugh at the Salem witch trials and shit. Well, we're not far from that. We really aren't. We still engage in the same kind of behaviors. Maybe it's not as extreme, but we still do. Look at American politics. This is going to be a really fun year. I mean, need you look any further than American fucking politics if you want a total joke? Oh my God. There are people who actually want to vote for the people running for president this year. There are people excited. They can't wait to vote for one of these two dipshits. I mean, there's one dipshit that's much more of a dipshit, but the lesser of two evils strategy has never been more apparent in our lives when it comes to the American presidency. I mean, I've always had a distaste for that anyway. Voting for the two evils, really? Or the lesser of two evils? Boy. Like George Carlin said, I always will remember this quote. George Carlin always said, garbage in, garbage out. Every 4 years, people vote and they feel important and they feel like they have a voice, but really it's just our government jerking itself off. Your vote doesn't make any difference. We're still fucked. We're still completely consumed and dominated by the military-industrial complex. Something that Eisenhower warned us all of a long time ago. And boy, is it in full effect now. Holy shit. So if you're an American or really anywhere in the world and you feel hopeless and you feel like there's no end to any of this shit, I'm with you. I understand your pain. I feel you. This is where we're at. And you wonder why I welcome the tidal waves and the earthquakes and the tornadoes and the hurricanes. You wonder why I welcome Heat Dome 2024. Bring it on. It's time to start over, that's all. All right. I've been going for 20 minutes. You guys want to know my real opinions on shit? Here they are, man. I can talk about music and film all day, obviously, but when it comes to the state of our world and politics and shit, I'm just fucking disgusted with all of it. Everyone can go fuck off. I'm tired of all of it. I'm tired of conservatives. I'm tired of liberals. I'm sick of all of them. All of them are fucked. They all have extremely skewed agendas that I have nothing to do with. How about I don't vote at all? What? You don't vote? It's your right to vote. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. No, it's not. It's my right to not vote as well. I'm tired of the lesser of two evils analogy. This is ridiculous. Ridiculous. Sometimes you have to hit the rock bottom to get to the top. And when you get to that rock bottom, you get presidents like Donald Trump. You know, you hit rock bottom. You're scraping underneath the Earth's crust. That is Donald Trump. But sometimes you have to get to that point to realize, the highs that you have to now get to. So whoever wins this year, okay, do you think it's going to make a big difference? I don't know. I don't know that it is. Fuck them both. That is my message this year for the U.S. presidency. I don't want either one of them. Where's Bernie Sanders? Can we have Bernie Sanders, please? Watching him get bullied out of the election has, ever since that happened, I've been disgusted. I mean, I've always been disgusted with American politics. But ever since Bernie Sanders got nudged out, like, fuck all of this. I'm done. Heat Dome 2024. I like you. Hi. Welcome. Welcome to my channel, Heat Dome 2024. All right. That's enough. Actually, it's not enough. I might go off again. Deal with it. So these are some new things that I bought. Now that I've put you in the mood of positivity and you feel like tackling the world with a big fucking grin on your face, let's talk about some new releases, shall we? Wow, 23 minutes. I'll put it in the thing too. I'll put it in my description. If you don't want to listen to me rant, I'll say skip to the 23-minute mark. But seriously, fuck humanity. Right in its diseased asshole. All right. I picked this up a couple of days ago. In fact, it was a very Balearic week for me. I picked up a few Balearic compilations. This one is called Down to the Sea and Back. This is Balearic Mike. And I haven't even opened it up yet, but I did listen to some samples. And by the way, fuck the New York Yankees and fuck the Houston Astros. Fuck them both. By the way, how did the Houston Astros not get their World Series taken away from them? How? They cheated. How did that not happen? I don't know. Baseball is a very corrupt sport, like all sports are. But the Houston Astros should be deeply ashamed of themselves. They should have all of their records stripped from them, and they should have their World Series stripped from them. They cheated. Please. And yeah, I'm a bitter Seattle Mariners fan. Okay, I am, of course. But Houston Astros, really? You're going to pretend that they shouldn't have their World Series taken from them? Get the fuck out of here. Anyway, Down to the Sea and Back. This has got some fantastic Balearic tracks on it. I lost my train of thought. My mind is somewhere else. I'm trying to get back on track here. Or just off track in another way. Balearic Mike, yeah, it's just it's a very nice, it's a summer album, you know, it's the kind of thing that you put on your turntable and enjoy while the sun is beating down. It's a good Heat Dome 2024 soundtrack as the sun is beating down on your skull, penetrating all of your fissures and scorching your brain and bleaching your cerebellum. Music to Die By, Down to the Sea and Back. No, I'm kidding. Balearic Mike, you put out a fantastic compilation here. This is really nice. And I would highly recommend listening to this album when you're not getting scorched alive by the relentless beating sun. Or at least go somewhere where it's a good 80 degrees. Don't go somewhere where it's 115 degrees, all right? Although some people I would recommend that. But my audience, no. I want you to be healthy. I want you to be good to go. All right. And here is the other thing I just ordered, and I just happened to order these on the same day. It's Balearic Breakfast again. Remember, I talked about these last year? This is volume 3. These are really, really cool comps, man. Really cool. I listened to a few of these tracks, and that's it. And in fact, I'm going to pull this out. Does this have most of the? Yeah, most of these have their own printed inner, or the other two do have their own printed inner sleeves. It's just really nice quality. The vinyl pressings are okay. I already have a couple of these tracks, like Primal Scream, Uptown, the Andy Weatherall mix is on here. I have that. Great song. There's a couple of other songs that I have on here, but for the most part, I've never even heard of a lot of these. There's the track listing. Just summer jams, man. Summery, light, fun, electronic, krautrocky inspired pop music. Balearic. God, really good, man. This series of Balearic breakfasts are so damn good. I love these. Love every one of them. And I was excited to get this. I think this comes with a download code too, which is kind of cool. Yeah. Colleen Cosmo Murphy. Yeah. There you go. Balearic Breakfast, Volume 3. Check these out. These are all excellent. Colleen Murphy, thanks, man. This woman knows how to put together a Balearic breakfast. This woman is crushing it. Let's have more of these. They've been putting them out every year, I think, right? Maybe Volume 1 came out 3 years ago. Volume 2 came out last year. Maybe they're going to do this every year. These are coming out on Heavenly Records. So maybe they'll keep doing that. It'd be nice. And then I got this too. This was a mixture of disappointing and excitement for me. This is the legacy of Attack Records. This is Emmanuel Top. I don't know if any of you are familiar with that name, but he is a guy, I think he's a French guy, or Belgian, French. He released acid techno music in the 90s. And I think this is his label, Attack. I always thought this was a cool logo. It says Attack, it's got like a scorpion tail. And his stuff is just really, like when I was DJing back in the 90s, if I needed to get the crowd back on the dance floor, this is someone I would go to. His songs just work. They're very intense. Played on the right system in a club, they are even more intense. They're really loud, and it's just acid-inspired techno music. But a lot of his stuff you could get away with playing it in a house set. He's excellent at what he does. This box set was very disappointing, I have to say. There are 5 records stuffed in here. It basically just compiled 5 of his early 12 inches on Attack, which is cool. But this box you're seeing here, it's like a fucking pizza box. It's just thin, flimsy cardboard. It's got a little flap on the bottom, and when you pull the records out, they're in these generic sleeves with no protection, no inner sleeves, just in these generic card sleeves, and they're too tight. You can't get the records out. You're forcing them out of the sleeves. Attack, you did a really lousy job with this press. You should be embarrassed, really. This is not a great box set. The music, thankfully, is excellent. And that's the main reason you're getting this. But if you're trying to carry out a legacy, you don't carry out a legacy by cramming a bunch of records in a pizza box. When I opened this, I half expected I was going to, find a cheese pizza inside of it. And this wasn't cheap either. I think I paid $90 for this. There are 5 records in it. This is not worth $90. So after I broke this open and looked at everything, I had a bit of buyer's remorse, but the music is on here. The pressings are okay. They're not terrible, but man, the packaging, oof, bad, not good. But I would check out Emmanuel Top if you have the means. His stuff is really cool. If you're into that acid, that acid techno vibe, very 90, very early 90s sound to it. He would venture into trancey territory. Like a lot of times he would up the BPM to like 140-ish. So it's a little fast, a little too trancy. I remember when I played a lot of these tracks in my 1200s, I would pitch the tracks down all the way down to -8 BPMs just so I could fit it into my techno set, which techno sets are usually, at least for me, around the 130 range, 130 BPM. It's a good sweet spot. But he would dabble with like 140 BPM, so I remember having to pitch a lot of his stuff down. But it's good. He did a lot of really cool stuff. He has an album that came out in the 90s called Asteroid, too, which I would recommend. Asteroid. Okay, that's it for records. I'm going to talk about a couple movies. Yes. I got these two movies this week. 4K goodness. Chinatown. Shit, yeah. 4K, baby. Packaging is really cool. Pull this out. It kind of came in this packaging. You can see this. There's the cover. And then you flip it open and boom, you get the original poster. And look, I've always loved this artwork. Look at that artwork. Loved it. Faye Dunaway with like the smoky hair vibe going on. Classic movie, one of the best. Roman Polanski crushing it. Beautiful movie. And the other cool thing is, this includes two Jakes. I don't know how many of you have actually seen Two Jakes. It's kind of the unofficial sequel to Chinatown, but they put Two Jakes on here. That was directed by Jack Nicholson. I've only ever seen it once. I saw it in the theater, and I didn't love it. I remember it having its problems, but I look forward to revisiting it. And plus, when you're making a sequel to a movie like this, it's hard to live up to whatever hype that would be surrounded by following a classic like this. But anyway, Chinatown on 4K. And then this. I plan on watching this weekend. It's my birthday on Saturday. It is my birthday, and a friend of mine are going to get together and watch this. We are going to dabble in a certain herbal substance that I will not name, and we're going to watch Bound. She's never seen this. How she's never seen it, I don't know, but Bound is a brilliant movie. Love this movie. In fact, it's the only movie by the Wachowskis that I can stomach. I know that's heresy. I know that's absolute blasphemy with a lot of Wachowski fans, but I think the Wachowskis are some of the most brutally overblown, overrated directors that have ever existed. This is the only movie of theirs that I can watch without rolling my eyes. I love Bound. I think it's not a perfect movie. I think, I think part of the problem with Bound is Jennifer Tilly. It's just an opinion. I think Jennifer Tilly was out of her element in this movie. I think her acting is very wooden, kind of goofy and dopey, but at the same time, it kind of works. In a lot of ways, she's the femme fatale of this movie, and she's supposed to kind of act like a bimbo and a kind of a dumbbell. She's not. She's like that in the beginning of the movie, but she evolves throughout the movie. But I still think that her acting chops just aren't up to speed with the rest of the talent in this movie. I think Gina Gershon does a great job. But for me, this movie is all about Joe Pantoliano, Joey Pants. You feminists can dissect this movie and love it all you want, but I think the reason this movie works is Joey Pants. His performance in this movie is his best. I think it's the best performance he's ever had. I think his role as Ralphie in the Sopranos series is close. His acting, The Sopranos is just brilliant across the board, everybody. But I think this is Joey Pants' finest moment. He's like the rug in The Big Lebowski. He ties everything together. He is out his acting tour de force. Joey Pants. What a great job he does in this movie. And it's just an all-around great movie. Again, I think the Wachowskis are brutally overrated. This is the Criterion Collection, by the way, for Bound, 4K. Super excited to watch this. Great movie. It's just it's a great example of like a modern hard-boiled 40s style noir. They did a really nice job. Beautiful movie. And that's right. I think the Wachowskis are absolutely obscenely overrated. In fact, I have an open contempt for them for making the Matrix movies because they created this whole pose while you're holding a gun bullshit that we're still suffering through today. Like every fucking movie with a trailer, the trailer's like it's really loud. You have all this loud music and everyone's posing and everyone's jumping and everyone's landing and there are different camera angles and everyone's doing like this and trying to look cool. And then everything's getting loud, the camera zooms in on someone's face and you hear that boo sound, the vacuum sound I call it. Boo, close in on someone's face and then they say, "Let's go." And then the music explodes again, and everyone's dancing and jumping through the air and landing and posing. It is the Wachowskis' fault for that. They created all of that bullshit with The Matrix. Fuck that movie. The Matrix is overblown, overrated dog shit. And I don't give a fuck who disagrees with me on that. Yeah, I'm in a mood today. Deal with it. The Matrix sucks. Bound. This is the only Wachowski movie you need. And fuck the Wachowskis for creating that whole goddamn thing. The posing, the vacuum sound, the endless superhero movies that are all exactly the same. The Wachowskis are to blame for that. It is their fault. And that's it. Yeah, I'm in a mood today. Whatever. Get over it. Sometimes, it doesn't make you negative because you point out the things that are negative in our society. It doesn't make you negative. It makes you sensitive. It makes you notice things. It means that you're paying attention. You're not going to find the truth looking on social media. You're not going to find the truth posting your dumb, bloated bullshit on social media. You're never going to find any truth in that, ever. You're going to find truth by picking up a book and reading or listening to an album. You're going to learn the truth by disengaging from all the horse shit and looking inside yourself and trying to find the truth. Because sometimes the truth is all within you. You're getting diluted and distracted from the real truth, which is already inside. So try to not distract yourself and dilute yourself with all the horse shit, because it's not worth it. Pay attention and listen to yourself. I think we all have the right answers. We're just getting so distracted and pulled in so many different directions that you can't help but be stressed out. And when people are stressed out, they reach out for other substances and other mediums and platforms to try to figure out their lives. Disengage from that and look inside. Bye.